Episode 6 of Batwoman Season 2 just aired on the CW, and this episode is titled Do Not Resuscitate. And this episode was honestly a bit uneventful. I don't know if I'd say it was quite boring. I was still into it a bit, but not really that much at the same time. I mean, it was an okay episode. Definitely not a great episode, but we do still have some interesting stuff to talk about here. So, of course, spoiler warning if you haven't seen the episode yet, because we are going fully in depth. And, of course, also let me know all your thoughts on this episode in the comments below, all your theories. What were your favorite moments? What did you think was going on in this episode? So, let's go ahead and let's get into this thing. So we start off the episode in this laboratory where we see that some doctors are trying to recreate the bat toxin antidote, because that was able to cure cancer and cure all these different illnesses and diseases. So of course they want to create this, and this is much like how the Hulk was created with Marvel. They were trying to recreate the super soldier serum that created Captain America, and then they ended up getting the Hulk. So things went wrong, and things are going wrong here as well, as test subjects are dying, and things are just not working out as well. But someone else who could also greatly benefit from this antidote is Ryan. And I never even put two and two together. But yeah, like I didn't see this coming with this storyline. I was kind of confused, like, why are they still going with this kryptonite storyline? Like, where is this going to go? But then I just realized, like, oh yeah, the desert rose and the antidote, that's what could help cure. So that's starting to make a lot more sense there. And we see that Ryan is out fighting crime, of course, as Batwoman, but then the kryptonite wound is hurting real bad, so then she ends up going to the hospital with Angelique, and their relationship is interesting here in this episode, because we also see that Ryan actually got Angelique a job at the holdup so that she could try and get out of the whole drug dealing thing, but Angelique likes it. She thinks like she's good at it and everything. She enjoys doing it. She's respected, and she doesn't want to give up that job. And Ryan is not a big fan of that, because that's what ended their relationship in the first place and got Ryan thrown in jail. So things are not going good with their relationship, and I'll talk about that more about with what happened at the end of the episode later. But now let's talk about Jacob and Mary, because this was kind of like the main storyline of the episode and really pushed forward the main storyline of the episode, because Jacob and Mary, they're out doing an investigation when all of a sudden a giant trailer truck crashes into them, and then this crazy guy comes out of it and then kidnaps them and takes them back to Mary's lab. And then this guy is looking for the antidote. I don't know if they ever actually said his name, but I'm just going to call him Crazy Guy, because he's looking for this antidote, and he has brain cancer, who's experimented on, and things are just not going good for this guy. And this is the scene also where Mary actually reveals to Jacob about her underground clinic. And at first he seems like he's all right at it, but by the end of the episode, his opinion obviously changes, but we'll get to that later. So this is when Mary actually ends up calling Luke and leaves kind of a couple clues in her call as kind of like an SOS. But then when Ryan gets ready to go out and suit up as Batwoman to save her, she falls to the ground because of her kryptonite wound. So she is heavily affected by that wound, and we see some stuff in the preview for next week that something is going down with that wound, and stuff is about to happen. So that's really interesting there. But she is able to then basically like power through the pain, and she shows up as Batwoman, and that's when all that good stuff happens. She saves the day, she takes down the bad guys, but then Sophie shows up as well, and then some random guys show up and take the painting. And we saw earlier that Sophie got the painting from Alice and Ocean, which I'm going to talk about them in a little bit. But basically, now the painting and the map of Coriana is now in the hands of some random bad guys that we don't even know. I mean, maybe they're members of the False Face Society. It didn't really seem like it, but again, you never know. So that's definitely not good there. But then, like I said before, Jacob says that now he's going to be shutting down Mary's clinic. And like, wow, like he is just completely against this. And like, yeah, it is illegal and it's probably not something she should be doing, but it's the same reason like Batman and like Green Arrow and like all these vigilantes are out there. Like it's technically kind of illegal to be doing that and going out and beating people up on the streets, but they're doing it for a good cause, and that's what Mary's doing. She's saving lives. So I don't get why Jacob would want to bend the rules, but especially since that's his daughter. And then their relationship is basically completely destroyed after this, because she's like, I liked you better when you didn't even acknowledge me. And yeah, so their relationship was already rocky. It was just starting to get good with their relationship, and now boom, it's over, and we may see it piece back together by the end of the season, but it's going to take a lot of work there. And as I was also saying before, with Ryan and Angelique, their relationship is also kind of over, because we see, first of all, that Sophie is listening in on their conversation at the end of the episode, and Angelique is mad about Ryan ratting her out to the crows and putting that weird like spy tech on her phone to get all that information. So basically they broke up again, and I don't know if this is going to be the final time. Maybe they'll get back together, but for now they're over again, and that's it for the episode for those characters. But now I really want to focus this second half of the video on Alice and Ocean, because I really like their relationship, and we get to see explored a bit more here as well. Like how we find out that Ocean tried to leave Coryana with one of the desert rose flowers, but was caught, and then all of a sudden woke up in Gotham with no memories. And that is exactly what happened to Alice. So they basically come to the conclusion that they were doing that together. They were trying to leave Coryana together with the desert rose, and then Sophia got rid of not all of the memories, but just the memories of each other. So that's why they remember being on Coryana but not being together, and they don't remember each other. So I thought that was pretty interesting to find out here. And then also Alice actually calls Sophia, and she still has to kill Ocean to be able to get Kate back, and she really wants her sister back. So this is going to be a hard decision, and Alice wants to know about her past with Ocean, but then she realizes like maybe it would be easier to kill Ocean if I don't remember my love for him and my past with him. So then we get that crazy moment at the end of the episode where she does kill him. She straight up stabs Ocean in his sleep, and then all of a sudden the real Ocean walks out from behind her. So that's a fake body. Somehow they create a fake body that looks exactly like him. So first of all, that's crazy. And now they're going to take this to Sophia to basically trick her so that they can get Kate back. And I think that this is genius. You see how crazy these two are, and I think together they're an awesome pair. Honestly, I love this romance. I hope they get back together. I really like this couple, Ocean and Alice. They're a pretty cool dynamic duo, and I'd like to see more of them going forward. So hopefully their plan works out. I don't know if we're actually going to get Kate back. It depends on if Sophia actually has Kate, or if she was lying about that too, because you never know when it comes to that woman, because she is very, very manipulative. But guys, like I said, not too much really happened in this episode. Those are pretty much the basics of what went down in this episode. But other than that, not really a bad episode. Just, again, kind of not too much happened. So I'm definitely excited to see more happen in next week's episode, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But also, of course, guys, let me know down in the comments below all your thoughts and theories on this episode and the future of Batwoman Season 2. So thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on